flesh?
Horse
What the
flesh. No.
Previously on Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating simulator. Nick, Steph, and Hooky S found themselves washed up on an island.
I thought we were on vacation. It appears we've been in some sort of shipwreck.
With no memory of how they got there, the trio were abruptly greeted by 4 fearsome monsters?
Are they all each other?
I'm definitely getting that feel.
After a brief meet and greet, as well as some intense conversation,
I threatened to kill every single person on the island.
it was time to get down to business. Spin a bottle and smooch.
In the bottle and see who you
Fuck
get
it,
smooch.
we're ready.
Psych, you have actually... What? You actually have to spin multiple times to get your real result?
The narrator is the biggest cock blocker of all time.
This whole game feels like
Let us date.
one giant troll. We're not actually dating anyone on the island. We're dating
The narrator.
the narrator.
The narrator is 100% trying to just neg us into falling for them.
Yes.
Ridiculous. Oh, you got spirit. Still good. 100!
Oh shit, okay.
I'm incredible at this. The odds are that it's spirit or huntress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel it, Nick. Feel it.
Yes!
Okay, nice. Your true match.
Oh God, I'm incredible. I'm incredible at that game.
Ooh. Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent, and now you're looking across a beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Huntress takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way that she is. You're sweating in the gross way. You'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified
It's a
for.
bad sweat.
You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. That's making also assumptions about whether or not she's turned off by our sweatiness.
That's so true. She's sweaty herself, because you know what I reckon turns her on? Genuinely? Fear sweat. She stalks victims. We're scared and nervous right now. We're probably pumping out pheromones that are...
If the game forces us out of this kissing scenario, I'm going to be so mad.
We're going to refund your money that you donated to get this series off the ground. Okay. All right, guys, put your PayPal links in the comments below. I'll get started.
Bullshit. I'd rather be playing Super Seducer.
Whoa. Let's not say things we can't take back.
I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. You're relieved, but maybe also a little hurt? It's not you. Well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great. Maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid of what it might mean to connect with you so early.
Okay. She might be a little clingy.
It's not that I don't want to, I don't think it's the right thing right now.
I understand.
Amazing. But also understand this, if you tell anyone that I got so soft, I'll break you in half, okay?
I'll tell him you almost chewed my whole face clean off.
Oh, I like that. So we were worried about going in for the kiss because we were sweating in a gross way, and it turns out she bailed out first because in the little time that she's gotten to know us, she thinks that we could be partner material.
Okay, I thought that... Okay, that makes more sense.
So she's like, I want to take it slow because I'm feeling a little nervous around you. I think I might be fallen.
She was like, you could never gross me out. In fact, I'm too grossed in.
I'm too grossed in.
Yeah. Dinner is being served right away, and we must insist you join us.
We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation.
When there are so many more interesting things to die from. Seems like the next activity is mealtime?
You were expecting what? Capture the flag? You know how complicated it is to run a game like that, much more so than sitting and
I
talking?
never suggested capture the flag.
You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around.
I love how you went into that sentence with the sass from the room. You arrive on my beach in that outfit.
Bitch! What were you expecting? Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's a very limited seating directly around you. Oh, great. terrific. Seems like everyone wants to sit next to you.
Very popular.
Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper.
Understandable.
Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster.
A random trickster appearance.
Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him expected, sir. Sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers.
Hey there, you're looking good, Hooky Stackhouse.
And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit next to each other. No, seriously. Their arms are too big. That's what they said literally. I mean, it's like poor use of the word, but literally is right. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? That should be our motto for Back Pocket.
It totally should be. And, any words you see on screen, assume that we've misspelled them on purpose.
Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit at one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you.
Oh, wow.
That's no fun. That feels like I'm at a job interview.
That is a job interview. That's going to get the sweat glands pumping again.
Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully, with both love and hate, for 12 hours over a spit.
Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating?
The previous guests. It's the previous guests, isn't it?
So the previous guest. It's meat.
Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge.
My favorite.
Meat is good. Meat is murder.
Which, considering what we've been up to, who are you to get judgy now?
Hey, Hooky Stackhouse. You thinking what I'm thinking?
That we're about to eat people?
It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? Haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints,
I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat?
This took 12 hours.
And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal.
Slackers. Wow, he's right for a change, 'cause I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain.
I'm going to start referring to whenever I carve up anything at the dinner table. Shall I cut the turkey in twain? In twain. We got to use that more often, everybody. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ugh. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs.
Please stop. Please. I hate it when we fight or talk or even when we look each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. What the fuck are you gonna do with that?
Is that sharp?
Hey, Hooky ass, I know this isn't what you wanted to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean, dinner.
We knew it. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold.
He hated when it got cold.
Here's a machete, freshly sharpened.
Minigames consist of 2 parts. Press stop when you want the arrow to stop. That's it, right?
That's it.
Oh no, this is like actually now a minigame.
Okay, yeah. Good slice.
Thank you. Oh, it's faster now.
Oh, not bad. Oh, perfect.
I'm trying to account for my own lag. Oh god, it's going faster. Too much accounting.
Too much accounting.
That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb.
Dinner is finally served. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect.
Spirit, why aren't you hungry?
The 2 best things about being dead is not having to eat.
That's only one thing.
Think about it, Hooky Stackhouse. Number 2 is number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Wow.
She's like, if I don't eat, I don't poop.
Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow.
It would be a fog poo.
A fog poo. Aston.
Do you see how deep this cut is on my abdomen? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore.
Flirting with us. Between the food and the flavor of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating, and they don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you tell them? This is gross. I'm sorry. Look at that seagull.
Look at that seagull. Wow, you ever seen a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible.
Lame misdirect.
She's right, Hooky Stackhouse. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise.
Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here?
Yes, you did. Poor thing.
You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal and you've been standing in the sun.
Uh-oh. He just made a lot of good points.
He did.
You're beginning to feel lightheaded.
It waved at me.
Maybe you need to eat to survive here. It's gonna be like dread hunger, where it's gonna be like, you tasted human flesh and you liked it.
Do they eat people in Dead by Daylight? They hook them and eat them? Hook 'em?
No.
Do they hook them?
they hook 'em.
Do they hook them? Do they hook them and cook them? All right, as you were.
Either that or someone poisoned you. Nope, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. I'm not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. This is Lost. For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that, and you'll learn the truth.
So first of all, regretting all the bubbles. Second of all, you slipped into I think it was again Mr. Burns.
I bring you love. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not.
A vengeful ocean.
It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. How do we know which choices the ocean likes and which ones she doesn't?
None of our choices have been anti-ocean.
You wake up and find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth.
Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside of me that we're all truly insignificant, and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness?
You've always been alone. You've found someone special. Are we implying that we found her? That's special.
Oh, interesting. Or are we saying, nah, we got a piece back home?
Yeah, because that's a bad...
We're going to be cock-blocking ourselves.
We're going to be cock-blocking ourselves.
I used to feel that way, small, unimportant, alone, but lately, I'm not so sure. I've started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special.
You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic she's clearly so passionate about.
A friend? Perhaps something more? I don't know what this island has planned for me.
A friend? Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers.
She's like, we are solo or we are fucking, that is it.
Yeah, that's so true, yeah. And you will never talk to anybody else.
I had friends once, back before I was chopped up into pieces by my father.
Oh, fuck.
Are we learning, like, these killers' backstories?
Yeah.
So that we feel sorry for them, even though they've become
In the
murderous.
other game?
Yeah, we've become murderous. We're going to go back and play Dead by Daylight and be like, I mean, she's just misunderstood.
It's so true, and also it's basically giving context for the characters as they exist in another game. So you sit down for a dating game, and you're like, all right, I got a glass of wine, I got my favorite vibrator, and then it's like, I'm settling in for the night with this, and then I was chopped up to pieces by my father. It's just... everything sucks back inside, everything folds up, everything goes limp, we're done.
I I was so dumb, so busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted by my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but
Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues.
there's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid, that sounds badass. Right, but I didn't let it out. And then I, chomp, and now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger?
Nothing but darkness, no dragon, just a lot of fire.
Ooh, no dragon, just fire. A raging inferno, in fact, begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good line. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire? That's some Hobbit-type nonsense. I'm a descendant of proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level.
Wow, she totally just shut us
She
down.
took that in the direction we were not hoping. It's very important we stick to the itinerary.
And attend each event as scheduled.
Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities.
That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. I understand it as a device of they don't want you to spend too much time with one person, so they're kind of getting you out of things. But it feels like they don't want us to have fun at all.
It's like the game is going, no, they're killers, don't date them. But the whole premise of the game is to date the killers.
I thought that this would be more tongue-in-cheek and therefore push you into that stuff earlier.
Yeah.
But it actually feels like it's treating itself like a serious dating game in that it's drawing out those encounters. We need to learn about the backstory. They will shut us down in the first instance,
Yeah.
but then once we pursue them, they're like, oh, you really do care.
We're not going to blame anyone in particular.
But someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule.
That means we're behind on time for evening activities.
And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share. How will we decide who? Please pick somebody quickly so this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. I guess the enigma for me is probably Wraith. He seems the least scary out of all of them.
He was also pro story time.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm fine with that. I choose you, Wraith.
Whoa. This entire experience has been carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit.
It's one of those funnies where you don't laugh, but you just go, I see you again.
A short, sharp exhalation.
Will, the mic's picking this up?
I'm not really one for scary stories. Life is scary enough as it is.
You literally carry around a skull and a spine as your little prop.
As the other killers laugh, Wraith holds up his skull and gazes into its hollow, dark eye sockets. If you're looking for something Shakespearean in this story, look elsewhere. This is a tale of madness, of staring at the soul of death, never returning. Once upon a time, a young man worked at a junkyard. The man was quiet, he kept to himself, just wanted to avoid trouble. While the boss dealt with the clients, the young man operated the crusher, turning old cars into cubes of twisted metal.
No, I'm enjoying the story.
Right before crushing a car, he noticed something. Blood. Drip. Drip. Dripping. From the trunk. He opened it and found a frightened stranger, bound and gagged. Was he about to accidentally murder this stranger? How could this have happened? He freed the stranger, who ran off into the waiting arms of the boss, the owner of the junkyard. Before his shaken employee could tell him about the mistake they had nearly made, the boss took out a knife and swiftly slit the stranger's throat. The young man fell to his knees, unable to comprehend what was happening. What did you do? He asked the boss. I did your job for you. What do you mean that's not my job? My job is to crush cars. The boss let out a miserable scoff. His face contorting into evil disdain for the pathetic wretch in front of him. Why do you think we're crushing these cars? To save space? Who do you think my clients are? I don't know, mumbled the young man. Yes, you do! Deep down, you've always known what was happening here. You just didn't want to admit it to yourself. Your hands aren't clean. My clients give me money and take care of their problems, eliminate their witnesses, tie up their loose ends, or actually, you do. You're nothing more than an executioner, and you've reaped hundreds of souls. The young man's body shook with soft spasms as he tried to stop crying. It was then when the boss started laughing. Something in the young man changed. He stood up, now taller than the boss. A faint glimmer of fear overtook the snarl on the older man's face. The young man's face was empty. Empty as he grabbed the boss's throat and dragged him into the car in the crusher. Empty as he started the machine, staring at the boss and its sniveling, crying, wet face. Empty as he grabbed the boss's head, dug his fingers in, farther piercing the skin. Empty as he squeezed and pulled. Empty as he heard the bones popping and snapping. But when the boss's head, still attached to his spine, pulled cleanly out of its disgusting sack of a body, he smiled. Wraith stares back into the eye sockets of his skull. It doesn't matter how good you are, how innocent, how kind and full of love you once were. When you look into the eyes of evil, you will surely go mad. An awkward silence falls on the room. Until
I was so there.
offer effusive praise, ask about the story, make a joke.
Hey, you said no Shakespeare. Pretty sure that's from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh no, Trapper laughs. Fuck. We know it was a bad joke if Trapper laughed.
That's true.
Holy shit, Nick! Oh, it's fine.
Trapper laughs at your callback. Wraith looks down at his feet. A coin?
I like you, Hooky Stackhouse. Here, have a gold coin. It's my love language.
He's a sugar daddy. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because the trickster turns up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island.
Oh.
The only lobster in an ocean of sardines.
The lobster's overrated.
Difficult to eat, wildly overpriced.
Not even the best of the crustaceans.
Not even the best of the crustaceans, for sure. Yeah, lobster's trashed here. No one could give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come on, baby. Come find me.
Oh, he's Cockney now.
Yeah. Well, he turned into a young, sexy Bob Hoskins.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm probably not making a great impression because, I guess that's not really my thing. Just know that if you got to know me, then, I mean, look, the others aren't around. And I really hate the fire pit. I just kind of hate fire in general. Maybe we could go back to the pool and I don't know, whatever.
A dip in the pool with Wraith? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow him. An offer like that.
Do you reckon the ocean likes the pool because it's water or hates the pool because it's competition?
We didn't choose the two water activities. I'm now thinking you're onto it. The two water activities, the pool and the boat, were the two that we didn't do, and the ocean got shitty.
Yeah.
And now the ocean is trying to push us towards the water.
There you go.
What the fuck is this about?
What the hell is this game about?
What is this?
You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages just to jump from the ocean into the pool. You're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it.
Did we make a choice just then to go to the pool?
No, I don't think we did.
Because now it feels like the game is actually pushing
It's
us towards
100% pushing us to the pool.
it. Do you remember my story?
Yeah, about the car thing?
A little hard to forget.
The whole fucking Breaking Bad subplot?
Did you... I mean, like... What did you think of, the young man in the story? Do you think he's, like, weird?
Does he sound hot?
That guy. Would you date him? Does he sound like something you would date?
Would you...
Or no?
Would you go swimming with that guy? He's not weird. He's weird. I would forgive him.
He's not weird.
He's not weird because maybe he doesn't want forgiveness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't have all the knowledge he needed to begin with, but what's important is what you do with the knowledge once you have it. In the end, he's no better than the monster he killed.
At least we're not a buffoon.
You know who gets it on? Himbos and bimbos. And intellectuals like us.
The pool is dry.
The pool is dry.
Well, that makes sense. Did the young man remind you of anyone?
Good question. Yes and no. I think that's what makes it such a great story. It's unique and surprising, but also relatable and familiar.
What is relatable and familiar about that story?
I mean, we've all driven a car.
You notice the temperature has dropped significantly.
Is it cold in this water now, or is it just me? I feel like my toes are turning into ice cubes.
Wraith seizes up and squeezes his eyes shut. Please, I can't be around any cube talk. Not since, that story about somebody else a long time ago. Usually we'd be nervous that we were about to make things awkward when we barge in.
But obviously, we couldn't hold a candle to what was happening here tonight.
I mean, we were going to get it back on track.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm sorry to have brought up painful memories. Since it's cold in here, how about we, do you want to
Make
hug
out.
to warm up? Yeah. And then it's a lot of hugging and tugging.
Either way, it's time for bed.
For you, but not for us. After you go to sleep, that's when we party.
After spending all day cooped up in those tight little safari-themed resort uniforms, you just know those two rage late into the night.
You do.
Jesus Christ.
So, in a game where we're not allowed to hook up with anyone, the game's like, by the way, these two are just gonna fuck on the beach for 6 hours.
Yep. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Wraith's story about the young man who found out he was part of a sinister plot. What don't you know about your current situation? Is it something that will terrify you? Something that will make you snap? What if you look into the eyes of evil? What if you like it? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive, their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. We must apologize for the accommodations.
We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're gonna make you comfortable or die trying.
They hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease.
Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you want to rob of their beauty sleep.
Repeat the instructions.
This is a mini game.
As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it.
It is like Lost. We're gonna get a transmission.
Okay, so we've got 94, 96, 98, 100, 102, 88, 90, and 92 with no real indication of what these numbers mean or why we would choose one over the other.
Pick a lucky number. What's your lucky number from this set of numbers?
96.
I'll do my best.
Oh, that was pretty close.
Terrible. Turn it off.
No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire?
Dramatic ending! Building tension where there is none!